Hey, what is up everyone? It's FBA Jeffrey. In this video, I wanted to talk about getting ungated in 2025. Last year in 2024, a lot of sellers has been running into getting ungated. Like this is a very, very common challenge. It's been searched a lot on YouTube, and I'm here to help answer these questions and help you get a better idea of what getting ungated is and how to navigate through it in 2025 so that we as sellers can focus on scaling our Amazon business without running into these challenges anymore in this year. Okay, so let's get right into it. So I've done well over $8 million in lifetime sales, probably well over 9 million now. So I'd say I am qualified to talk more upon this process, as I did previously run into this when I first started on Amazon. Now, obviously, I don't run into this problem as much. So let's get right into it. So why is there an ungate process? Okay, this is a very common thing, but essentially it is Amazon's way. They designed it to protect both the buyers and the sellers on the platform. It's just a way to ensure compliance on the legal side, as well as just to make sure products are not being sold randomly. So first topic on that is brand protection. It's to prevent counterfeit and defective items from entering the marketplace, because in 2024, 2025, there's just so many fake items of everything, and it tarnishes Amazon, it tarnishes the brand. Because like if a customer is trying to buy a Nike hoodie or a Nike sock and they receive a fake item, like what does that say? That's not a good sign. That's not a good look for Amazon. It's not a good look for the brand. Okay, so it's very frustrating. So Amazon implemented the ungating process just so it's a lot less prominent, right? Selling fakes. The other thing is trust in the marketplace. So the ungating process helps Amazon essentially weed out unqualified or bad faith sellers, because there's a lot of people who just think that they can sell fake products to make a quick buck. And a lot of them, they don't even know what they're doing, right? They're just here to literally make quick money. So they're not even dedicated. That's their only intention. They don't care about doing it legit. They don't care about making clean money, if that makes sense. So this is just poses as a barrier to entry. Unfortunately, because of that, Amazon has made it a lot more difficult for every seller to get ungated. But obviously, if you follow the right system, if you're buying from authorized suppliers, this is not a problem, because those invoices, they are recognized by Amazon themselves. The next would be barrier to entry. And essentially, this is Amazon's way to discourage uncommitted or inexperienced sellers. It's just to weed them out. So it makes the marketplace more professional. So like Amazon, it's very easy to set up an Amazon account, to open one account up and start selling anything, right? That a lot of that, a big bracket of those sellers who do open up account, they're not serious at all. So Amazon just kind of want to filter them out, leaving only professional people, or like the sellers that are serious about this model and that they know what they're doing, like they are serious about their reputation from selling products, right? The last thing they want is to have a seller who don't even care about the platform, they don't even care about their business, from listing like a fake product, a broken product, the wrong product, and it just overall ruins the marketplace. I think like the key here, and the main reason why Amazon has made it more difficult over the last year, is because so many people are joining Amazon, and a big portion of them, they literally are not serious, right? They're just doing whatever. So this is just the way from keeping Amazon more professional. So the last thing would be consistency, right? And it essentially just ensures sellers have the necessary supplier invoice to sell in restricted categories. So obviously, when starting out, there are brands, there are categories where they are a lot easier to sell, right? And I honestly recommend, if you're a beginner seller, to go down that avenue. But essentially, even though these brands or these categories are restricted, like they are gated, you can still ungate them if you have the right invoices. If you're buying from the right supplier, from the right source, you would not have a problem getting ungated, because as long as these authorized distributors that we're purchasing from, they have a valid supply chain. So like I said, these invoices are recognized by Amazon, and from there you will not ever run into any problems, right? And that's why, going into the next point of wholesale versus arbitrage ungating. With arbitrage, it's definitely more challenging to obtain the correct information, the necessary information to ungate some brands, right? And along with that, some retailers that you buy from, especially on arbitrage, they aren't recognized by Amazon, because with arbitrage, you're going to different stores like Costco, Walmart, Target, and they don't care to create invoices or supply invoices to you, because they tailor towards customers, legitimately people who are just there buying one item to bring into their house to use. It's not very common for them to have businesses buy from them, and that's not really the common way. That's quite unconventional, actually. And even then, some of these retailers, they're very, very small, like local businesses, so that Amazon don't even know who they are. So that makes it very challenging, because when you walk to like Walmart and ask them to add information like your business information onto the receipt, they won't even know how to do it because they've never done it before. Everything like that, right? That's the real challenge with arbitrage, I guess. But with wholesale, because we only work with authorized distributors that are recognized by Amazon, you can request for information if that invoice is missing information, because the model that I teach and the model that I do on a day-to-day basis, which is wholesale, these distributors, they deal with businesses every day, right? And even from a legal side, with these invoices, sometimes they are missing information, or sometimes the information isn't correct. But because you're working directly with them, with a sales associate, sales rep, you can simply email them asking them for additional business information, asking them to change your information to make sure it does comply. They are likely to do that, right? They're very willing to do that. So that by itself just makes it so much easier, so much more convenient to get ungated on Amazon. So authorized distributors, they have full supply chain transparency, which traces back to the brand. This is very, very important, especially, through last year and even, in 2025. Amazon, they're really, really cracking down on supply chain to ensure that every item is authentic, okay? You want to make sure every single item you sell is 100% real. And the best way to do that is by working with authorized distributors, where they literally have a trace. So if you ask them where they're buying the products from, they can quickly answer you. They'll be like, oh, we buy it from this brand. We buy it directly from here, from there, right? So it makes it very, very clear. And there's a full trace, like you can quite literally trace it back to them buying from the brand. Okay, that's the best way I want to say it. So I wanted to also end off the video by just talking about different tips and different tricks to get ungated on Amazon, right? So obviously the first step is to have a professional seller account, and you must have a professional account to apply for ungating. Individual accounts are not eligible for this process. So the professional seller account is like $40. It's literally the most required thing, and I recommend getting that set up ASAP, because every seller's on it. It's just the way to go, right? You could do individual if you just want to get a good grasp of Amazon, but you might as well start by opening up a professional account off the bat. The second step is to have invoices. So on your invoice, it must be within 180 days, so within 6 months. It also include the supplier's name, address, and contact information. So literally their business information, and the other side should also include your business stuff, which matches your Amazon seller account. Last but not least, on that invoice, it should display clearly what the item you're buying and how many units you have purchased. Minimum, you have to purchase 10 units. Third step is submitting, the invoice into Amazon on Seller Central. And to do that, there is a way to make it more visible, to make it easier for the Amazon associates to review your application and to accept it. Okay, so number one, you want to submit a PDF of the invoice, and you also want to attach a picture, something like this picture. This is actually a product that I have sold, and this is the application I submitted. So a picture that you send should have the brand logo. It should be very clear what it is. It says Band-Aid, 10 units, a picture of 10 units, right? We have 9 here, as well as me holding one. The products should be very clear. It should show that the products are not damaged. And ideally, you don't have to, but I do suggest having a picture of all 4 sides or 5 sides, just to make it extremely clear what the item is, okay? The fourth step is business information, right? So obviously you want to ensure your Amazon seller account is in good standing. it's up to date, and has consistent business address tying to your business name, your address. Make sure all of that matches. So the business address that you use to register your Amazon account, it's the exact same as the one on your invoice, the exact same. Just make sure all of it's the same, okay? If it's not the same, it will instantly get rejected, and you just want to prevent that. And you just want to have the highest possibility of getting ungated on your first try. The fifth step is once you have that picture and once you have that invoice, you want to highlight the name of the invoice, all right? So you could go and combine BDF and combine the invoice as well as the picture. And once it downloads, you can name it to the brand and then the ASIN and then the invoice. This just makes it a lot easier for the Amazon associate to review it, to understand what is going on, right? You can also go into the actual invoice, use a PDF editor, and you can highlight these items. So it's just much easier for them to identify which items you're trying to ungate. The last thing is, for some tips that I would personally recommend to make it easier for you to get ungate, is to work with reputable suppliers that are known to Amazon. So every supplier that I work with, like I said, they're authorized, they're recognized by Amazon, which is why I don't really run into these ungating problems. You also want to double check all your documents to make sure that they're clear, they're accurate, and they're legible, all right, easy to read. Lastly, respond very quickly if Amazon is asking for additional information. Sometimes they will ask for more information, and when they do, you will get an email. So just continuously check your email and just respond quickly. I believe you get up to either 48 hours or 72 hours to respond. So just respond within a reasonable time so you can get the ball rolling, and you can get ungated as fast as possible. But this is just some tips and some tricks, and I guess my overall thoughts on getting ungated and this overall challenge headed into 2025. So if you follow all of this, you should not have any problems getting ungated. If you found this video very valuable, I'd really appreciate if you like this video and you subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram. I do offer a one-on-one mentorship if you're looking to start and scale your Amazon business. So yeah, follow me on Instagram if you want to learn more. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.